In the beginning, darkness enveloped the void, waiting for a divine command. Silence pierced the infinite, an expanse unblemished by life. Amidst this emptiness, the heart of God pulsed with intention, a desire to mold a world where beauty and spirit entwined. As creation dawned, the elements awaited their purpose. Earth, air, and water resonated with the promise of life yet to come. With a powerful voice, God spoke, "Let there be light," and in an instant the darkness fled, illuminating the cosmos. Underneath the wide expanse, the world took shape. Mountains rose, valleys blossomed, and streams danced joyfully. In this newly formed paradise, the stage was set for an extraordinary unfolding. A garden awaited its first inhabitants, the dawn of humanity. In the heart of the garden, the sun's rays danced upon the verdant leaves, illuminating the two majestic trees. The tree of life stood tall, its branches reaching toward the sky, inviting all who beheld it to partake in its eternal bounty. Beside it, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil loomed, its fruit glistening with temptation, whispering secrets of wisdom. From the soil of this paradise, God formed man, sculpting him with care, breathing into him a spirit of vitality and purpose. The first breath came forth, and with it, the man's eyes opened to the brilliance of creation surrounding him. The man began to explore the garden, his feet softly touching the cool earth, discovering the richness of life all around. The garden was alive with the sounds of nature, birds singing, leaves rustling, and the gentle flow of waters, a symphony of creation. As the man wandered, he felt the weight of loneliness settle in, for there was none like him to share in the beauty of this paradise. Observing the creatures of the garden, he named the animals, yet a longing remained for a companion to walk beside him. In divine wisdom, God decided it was not good for man to be alone, and resolved to create a helper suitable for him. As the man rested, God caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, preparing to shape a companion from his very essence. From his side, God crafted woman, a perfect companion, and brought her to him, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in creation. From his side, God crafted woman, a perfect companion, and brought her to him, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in creation. Adam gazed into the eyes of the woman, acknowledging her beauty, and instinctively felt a sense of completeness. Together they wandered the garden, their laughter echoing through the trees as they marveled at the wonders around them. God instructed them, "You may eat from any tree, but one is forbidden." Their innocence was palpable as they listened. Their hearts were filled with joy, for they knew they were part of God's grand design, filled with love and purpose. Yet in the shadows, a serpent watched, coiled among the branches, its eyes glinting with malicious intent. The serpent approached Eve, whispering words of doubt, sowing seeds of temptation into her heart. Eve felt the pull of the forbidden fruit. The allure of wisdom promised seemed more valuable than obeying God. With a mix of wonder and trepidation, Eve plucked the fruit, her heart racing as she contemplated her choice. She took a bite, the taste sweet and intoxicating, unleashing knowledge but also igniting a deep sense of dread. Adam watched in dismay as Eve offered him the fruit, conflicted by love and the warning he received. Overwhelmed, he took the fruit and ate, sealing their fate with that singular act of disobedience. In that instant, their eyes were opened, and they saw their nakedness, a wave of shame washing over them. They hurriedly sewed fig leaves together, attempting to cover their newfound shame, enveloped in a spiral of confusion. Hiding among the trees, they heard the sound of God walking in the garden, their hearts pounding with fear. God called out, "Where are you?" Their silence spoke volumes as they quivered in fear, aware of their disobedience. Stepping forward, Adam confessed, "I was afraid because I was naked. I hid myself." His voice trembled with regret. God questioned Eve. She replied, "The serpent deceived me and I ate." Guilt washed over her like heavy rain. God pronounced their newfound reality, a world filled with toil and pain, yet hope flickered within the sentence. With gentleness, God promised redemption would come, whispering hope amidst the fear and uncertainty. Clad in garments made of skin, God sent them out of the garden. They left with hearts heavy but a promise in their souls. As they stepped into a new reality, the world changed forever. Their journey began filled with challenges, yet marked by grace. Outside the garden, they encountered a harsh terrain, but they held on to the promise, and hope flickered within. Thus began humanity's great narrative of struggle and grace, the promise of redemption echoing through generations. Thus began humanity's great narrative of struggle and grace, the promise of redemption echoing through generations. In the garden, Adam wandered, still reeling from their expulsion. As days passed, the weight of the forbidden fruit lingered in his mind, whispering like a distant echo of lost innocence. The tree loomed near, alluring. One evening, as shadows lengthened across the ground, the serpent slithered forth, its eyes glinting with cunning. It approached Adam softly. "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree?" The serpent hissed, its voice smooth, dripping with deceit. Adam's heart quickened. The temptation grew, each word wrapping around Adam's thoughts like vines, leading him to doubt the goodness of God's command over his life. Emboldened, the serpent continued, "You will not die. Your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The fruit hung temptingly, its vibrant color contrasting with the surrounding greenery. Adam felt a surge of longing, a pull towards defiance. In that moment, the world around him faded, reality narrowing to a singular choice: follow the command of God or chase after this seductive lure. With a trembling hand, Adam grasped the fruit, his thoughts racing. Would he dare defy the Creator, risk it all for a taste of forbidden knowledge? And in that fateful instant, as he took a bite, the weight of choice crushed down upon him, forever altering the course of humanity. The air shifted, a tremor of realization coursing through the garden. Adam and Eve felt an awakening, but it brought more than knowledge, it birthed shame. As they realized their nakedness, they sought to hide from God, their hearts heavy with the burden of their choice and its dire consequences. As they trembled, the sound of footsteps approached, a profound silence enveloping the garden, pregnant with anticipation. Suddenly, a voice called out, resonating through the trees, "Where are you?" It was God, his tone both gentle and commanding. Adam stepped forward, his heart racing, and said, "We were afraid because we were naked, so we hid." God responded, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree?" The weight of truth hung heavily in the air. Eve stood beside him, tears brimming in her eyes, whispering, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." In response, God declared consequences, yet a promise of hope resided within his words, echoing through the ages.